Twitch chat. And with no doubt, he's Alice, he Hat Machine, he's Simmy's Club, he Popstar, he But Low, and Behold, he the Albion, he No Doubt, he Stormdulu, he DKV, Onion Knight, Blue, Redexa Hollow, including iPod. Hello. No, I don't. I like some talkie medication sometimes. Okay. My favorite meditation habit was... I think I was doing this toward the end of the pandemic. I would go to a diner not far from where I lived to have breakfast by myself. And while I was waiting for the food to be cooked and everything, I would just like sit quietly and then pay attention. Like all the noises and sounds and smells. I wouldn't be like looking around though. I'd like close my eyes or like do kind of middle distance stare. Kind of weirdo. Anyway. I kind of want to take a Cloak and Dagger over Blade Dance, but I'm going to take Blade Dance. I think we're strong enough to just do this one. I wonder if that's the first time this month that I've taken gold from that. Flannel Violin. What changes about what cards I pick when I start out a run with Apotheosis on a Silent? Well, I guess I consider taking Cloak and Dagger. Maybe the most important inflection point to be thinking about is the inflection point where you stop having to take kind of like mediocre damage cards and start being able to engine build. It's like an oversimplification. MCR Disco, he's 0+. You're welcome, Wonton. Good grief. This fight has gone very poorly. So I need to kill this and not die, right? So I need to take cards in order to do that. And then I'm going to have to like not die to this as well, probably. I'm probably going to have to not die to this or skip it. So I have to take a lot of cards right now that are very specifically for that stuff. Apotheosis, very good against Lagavulin. Can be good against the other ones, depending on when it gets drawn and stuff like that. But also means that once I turn that corner and get through those fights, my deck's just going to be much, much stronger. So, very important to not die in the fights. And also, like, less concerned about, like, making my deck shit before them, because Apotheosis is going to be able to carry after them. Less concerned about like taking a scaling card early because Apotheosis has that covered. It's a very complex like space. There's not really like one easy answer there. Knave Greed. Is that right? Thank you for the raid. Hope you're doing well. It's fun because the answer isn't simple. Yeah. That sounds about right. I don't know if I should pay 1 health to remove a dazed there or not. I did, though. Well, shit. Smoky frog. Is there anything that goes from not killing this to killing it if I neutralize there? I don't think there is. I guess I do weaken it. Dagger throw plus shiv? I guess like double a shiv as well. Sloughing is such a gross word. Strength shiv is 13. Yeah, the shivs were the answer, I think. Take 1 dagger spray to have a little bit of the AoE stuff. I did unfortunately just fight the sentries, but oh well. Take a die as well. More of the AoE stuff. Gonna hand hello links to 56 months. Is the silent sweet or super sweet? I like the silent. Fun character. Wakes up next turn either way, right? So. Oh. I could have saved the deck spot all the way to Guardian, I guess. I should win that fight. Alright, I didn't get Gremlin up, which is good. I think I'm like slightly scared about Gremlin Knob. I haven't gotten any relics. So, yeah. I'm actually gonna take Juicy Bracelet, because if these were hard hallways, they could kill me. But not that hard hallway. Good evening, T-Jewel. Could use the weak from Crippling Cloud, I guess. Backstab also okay there. Shouldn't die here. We're really pushing the, like, Apotheosis makes the start of the game easier claim to the limit right now. I don't know if I was meant to play Apotheosis or just kill it. I figured this turn I'm probably not killing that, and having an upgraded defend instead of a not upgraded defend is kind of a big difference. 1 footwork seems okay. I almost always wait until the start of Act 2 to take a shop, but with this much gold and this bad a relic bar and an Apotheosis, I don't know, it's very tempting, right? Just go here and go right, probably. Weird. I don't know what to do with my campfires. Rest? I kind of want to rest for Dreamcatcher. Like, upgrade on Apotheosis, Calculated Gamble, Footwork are all fine. Crippling Cloud's okay. But if I just want to rest, I might as well just take max HP, because I don't actually need this much health for Guardian. E3! Do not usually take max HP here. It does seem like the way to get strong as possible for Act 2, though, is clicking this one. You click this one and then you rest here. I mean, the strongest way is going this way, I guess. But I really just want to take a shot at the start of Act 2. I get a bunch more gold. I get to see what my boss relic is. It's kind of a big deal for spending all that stuff. Let's do this. I'll take one dodge and roll. I could rest again? Like, upgrading is fine, but card removes are pretty good. It is a card game. I'm just going to upgrade Calculated Gamble. That's a card that I likely want to keep. And I also really want to play it before Apotheosis if I draw it. Before I draw Apotheosis. I'm sorry to hear that, Clumsy. Hope you're on the mend. 2138 seems like enough. Interesting hand. You wish every donut you had ever eaten increased your max HP. What if they have been and you're just not appreciating it? Maybe you could have had much lower max HP at this point in your life, but don't. Wow. Well. So in case it's unclear to people, I do not want to draw all of my block cards at the same time when I already have full block. Course links to 64 months. So this Spire 2 is meant to be in early access in March, Pipson. I have a video. How to play Grand Finale as my main card. I think the best I can do is runs where I have used Grand Finale as a main card. It's really hard to express how bad these relics have been. Silent has the highest potential to completely break the game. I think every character can completely break the game. This Act 2 is lethal! Okay, this is like 100% just take the path that might not kill me. Because, I mean, we're not doing this, I don't think. So the only second to shop is here. Which is fine. Unless that's a shop. That could be nice. Yo! Really? Nice wreath form. I feel like Wraith Form and Apotheosis are good cards in this fight. I do think Apotheosis does more if you draw it, right? So... I think it's right to play Blade Dance over drawing one extra card this turn. That is utterly unreal. Okay. This might be a Caltrops. Could also see a blur. Let's take a blur. Kind of low on block cards, maybe. I think remove strike over upgrade defends, but that could actually be wrong. Does blur block for more? It does, right? +1. Oops. The Act 1 relics sure are something indeed. I have very nearly earned the right to die to the elite instead of a hallway fight. No potion. No help. Okay, I've reached the point where I'm taking Caltrops. Because, like, playing Caltrops... Oh, helpful. Playing Caltrops into Wreath form is one way that I can get through the elite fight. Two, maybe. It's not weak anymore. Is Caltrops a bad card or just not worth the energy? Both? It's like an okay damage card. It's not that different from a damage common. Has some scaling on it. But like the amount of damage it deals just isn't that much in almost any fight. The place it deals a lot of damage is like weirdly exactly the Act 2 elite fights, so that's kind of nice. And the hard, I guess, but by that point you don't really care. Entropic Brew should be good, right? Everyone in accuracy? Don't think so. And turn 1 Apotheosis? Okay. I'm just gonna double potion. Seems right to me. Dex showed up. Might pick one for the heart if you happen to get one. Like, kind of? You need your deck to both not be able to quickly kill the heart and to also care that it can't quickly kill the heart. How often do I pick unload? Sometimes. It's pretty much just damage common. Okay, and having taken 0 damage against the slavers, I will now die to Shelled Parasite. Thoughts? Yeah, deck's better when it draws Apotheosis, I don't know. Help? Is it too late to ask me things? Nope. Ask me things. Take it away. Oh my god. Okay. Surely when I spend like 700 gold and get the 2 elite relics from this fight, my deck will be better, right? Sure. I'm concerned now that AI will take my job. I think more with like the general state of the world collapsing than with AI taking my job in particular. Mayhem sometimes hits Wraith form, which is kind of gross, but I think it's like kind of fine otherwise. I'd also sometimes like plays calculated gamble when I'm holding an important card in well-laid plans. Something like that. The issue though is that I have to kill Collector, and this stuff doesn't really kill Collector. So Mayhem's scaling. Catalyst is certainly scaling, but a little optimistic. We take an Acro for sure. Take one of these for sure. I think we almost certainly take one of those. Sure, let's put a poison card in our deck. I have the Ancient Potion, so I can play Wraith Form early. AI can't talk, entertain, play, or think, so in what world would it take my job? Oh, but like a lot of people watch AI slop instead of like a human entertainer now. It's already a thing. Already a thing. Not convinced. Kind of wanted just like a deadly poison. Okay, let's use this here. Is Vajra bad? It's okay. We're halfway through the run, so we're less interested in something which like makes our attacks a bit better, and more interested in something that says like ×3 on it. Sorts of things. I'd like to see AI fail a Balater run for the 7th time in a row. I'm sure you can. Enjoy. AI will take your job as Jorbs chat? Possibly. A lot of conversational spaces on the internet are full of LLM responses now. Slay the Spire subreddit has a lot of LLM responses. I was kind of surprised. Haven't been keeping up with it that much, but yeah, they're like, they are there. Why are they there? Oh. Pretty sure AI crashes out about losing video games sometimes. Everyone talks about AI streamers, but what about the world where the streamers are humans and have chats populated by thousands of ChatGPT agents? Also a thing that's happening? Yeah, none of this stuff is theoretical. This is all stuff that is happening right now. Unfortunately. This is why I can't afford RAM anymore. Yeah, that plus hyperinflation. Want to see a kind of cool play? I thought that one was pretty cool. I guess I didn't have to discard Sneaky Strike, though. I could have just played Sneaky Strike and then it would have been in my discard pile. Well, none of us are perfect. $27? I can just block that. Embarrassing. I remember when Collector attacked for 60 in each turn. Alright. Someone can do the math on how much the Catalyst Plus with only a Crippling Cloud for poison application the deck did in this boss fight. I suspect it was like all. I suspect it did about all. Might have to take a corpse explosion though. These two are pretty good. I guess Fusion Hammer is not bad here, huh? The entire thing is that I have an Apotheosis. Messed up that AI used to be a thing we envisioned as a tool to make people's lives better, but it's unironically just been turned into a cheat code for money and made people's lives worse. It is pretty egregious how aggressively people are not seeing their lives improve from AI. It does seem hard to get it this wrong, even if you were trying to get it wrong deliberately, which, like, I mean, a lot of people are. I think you can find ways where, like, there are localized improvements right now, like someone's job is easier to do or something. Or someone's rare disease gets diagnosed. But the part where there's, like, hyperinflation and the media landscape doesn't exist and stuff, does seem like it broadly makes everybody's life worse. Email jobs are largely automated right now. Haven't email jobs, I mean, I don't want to step on any feet here, but haven't email jobs like always been mostly automated? Like, you just like send an email, right? Like, I don't know. Anyway. Sending emails does take time. As a person who has to manage a somewhat busy email inbox, I do pay somebody else to do that for me because it takes too much time to do it myself. But at no point do I think, like, this is a sensible solution how the world should be. I more think, like, gosh, it's kind of obscene that email is the thing it is. You would earn a lot more if you could send emails. I have great news. You can send emails. Giving will eventually improve quality of life drastically. I don't think that's a given for technology. I remember as a kid, I kind of thought that that was what technology did. Like, over the course of time, life got better because technology made it better. But as an adult, I more think, like, some technology makes life better. And so over time, life gets better because some of the technologies make it better. And we happen to be in like a period of history where on aggregate, technologies have tended to be good rather than bad. Recently asked AI a question that would have required 10 minutes of synthesizing several Google searches about a thing you were stressed about. The idea that Google could be slightly better is nice. I do think AI has made Google worse so far, but maybe I'm wrong. I do think that the invention of AI has made it harder to find information that is accurate online, not easier. Have I played Terraforming Mars? I have not. I am sure I would enjoy it. I have tried to like passively enjoy watching other people play it, but I don't know the rules, so it doesn't really work. How much glue should you put in your pizza sauce? Can someone explain the Animal Farm thing to me? Is there like a new Animal Farm and it's bad? He's always on the run. The trailer looks awful. One of the formative moments of my education was when I had a student teacher teach us Animal Farm, and she began the unit by saying that the book had like political relevance to things that were going on at the time, but that she thought it was more interesting to just read it as though it was about animals. And I've never quite recovered from that. And I'm wondering if the Animal Farm movie is going to kind of like bring that experience to everyone else as well. That really happened. That actually really happened. True life. Catalyst or Wraithform? It could also actually be Apotheosis. Kind of weird. It can also be Calculated Gamble. There are definitely different options here. It just shields up. Thank you, Hint. People, come on, nerd. Sounds like an insane amount of a desperate attempt of blissful ignorance. That teacher was later suspended for giving one of the graduating seniors a blowjob? So I think maybe she just wasn't cut out to be a teacher. It's not for all of us. It's fine. Bulow. You wonder if the blowjob was a metaphor for the Russian Revolution? Maybe, maybe. I don't know. My, whatever number reunion was a couple of weeks ago or something. A month ago? I don't know. I didn't go. I logged into Facebook for the first time in a long time last night and saw a message from someone asking if I'd be there. And I was like, oh. Didn't know that was a thing. So I guess no. I went to one reunion. It was like fine. I don't know. I don't think I have... I know some people like really don't like reunions. I don't have that. I like have better things to do, but I don't like. It doesn't really make me feel anything. Going to a high school reunion, in my limited experience. Again, I only went to one. I think I hang out with a lot of people who I went to high school with still anyway, so like the people I like and care about, I can just hang out with. I finally got good rewards. It took a while. What do I do now? Last time I went to a reunion was before I started streaming, so... I was actually, like, largely unemployed at the time. But also... the reason I was unemployed was that I had made enough money playing poker that I didn't have to be employed. So... yeah. You know. Probably helped me to not feel ashamed about that or whatever. I was in between Jorbs. Exactly. Exactly. What do you do now? I retired from online poker winnings. I don't remember it coming up very much. I remember asking one of the libertarian debate club kids what he did, and he was like, I started a healthcare company in New York, and then he talked at me for like 15 minutes, and I was like, oh, okay. And then I think I went and played bowls with... Played bowls? Is that how you say it? We were at a bowling alley, so I think I like went and did bowling with like people I used to hang out with in band or something. It was fine. Oh shit. I had a friend move next to a bowling alley recently, and I think maybe that was the bowling alley it was at. I only just realized that. I was looking out his window and I was like, you can like see a bowling alley out your window. You were watching Filthy's stream and he introduced me as Joe in Ribs. Yep. Imagine how far I could have gone in the world with Filthy as my brand manager. If Twitch hadn't banned gambling streams and the US didn't ban online gambling, would I have streamed poker on here? Alright, let's like distinguish. Poker and gambling, at least in my head, very different things. So, start by saying that. I think I probably don't actually want this, because if I put a bunch of Drac in my deck the first time through, and then I can't draw my Wraith forms the second time through, and Wally Plans is on the bottom, I see myself losing sometimes, so... Go Dead Branch for this one. It's fine. You have 9 turns to kill stuff, it's not a big deal. So are people not allowed to stream poker on Twitch anymore? I used to watch some poker streams on Twitch. But yeah, like probably. If I was still playing poker, like I was already making YouTube videos about poker and stuff when I stopped playing poker. So I imagine that the content elements of me playing poker would have continued. That was the part I found fun anyway, was like coaching and explaining and everything, discussing. Actually, I found that the poker community was pretty good for discussing shit. I think one of the things that makes communities worst for like talking about things is when the conversation is about like who's best and ego instead of the thing. And I've run into that like a decent amount in some other communities, including Slay the Spire, but not just Slay the Spire. But in like poker, the people who are best don't want you to know who they exist a lot of the time, and also don't want to explain to you why they're best because it's making them money, and if they told you, it would stop making them as much money, which made the conversations about poker a lot more fun. Like, as a person who was like upper middle of the pack for much of my time playing poker, I had no problem with talking about shit with people, and then there wasn't anyone who like came in and was like, no, you're a fucking idiot, this and this and this has to be the way to do it. You kind of like found a little group of people who were about your level, and you'd talk strategy with them and come up together. It's kind of how it would naturally develop. I have to decide between this Bouncing Flask or the Wraith form. They're both, or sorry, the Welloid Plans. The Welloid Plans lets me play Wraith form, is why I said the wrong word there. They're both pretty good. I'm just gonna take this one. I've got a liquid memory. Maybe if I didn't have the liquid memory, I would have made the other choice there. I think this one's pretty good. Makes it less painful to drop a Wraith form early in the fight. Josh B. Recall me saying I was good at poker and enjoyed it, but not as a main job or source of income. Poker was my job for like 4 years. Audiobook still available, but the physical book link is gone. That's so fascinating. Yeah, my publisher went out of business, but I guess the audiobook is like on a different platform. I don't know. I don't know. If you want the like ebook, you can Google the PDF. If you feel like you ought to pay me to read my book, you can donate money on the channel, that's fine. My money might matter. I think my health doesn't matter that much, so. Any cards I want to put in play? No? Alright. Impressive. I wanted a physical copy, but it's hard finding a decent used copy. I probably have... I don't actually know. It wouldn't surprise me that much if I had like 500 copies of the book in inventory. Because I was doing US distribution for it. Kind of. Slightly more complicated than that, but kind of. And they're not like at my house. I have like maybe 50 at my house somewhere. But yeah, I don't know, like selling a book is a lot of work and makes you about 0 money. I don't really want to do that. Who's paying for the space? No one? Because we own it? I guess there are property taxes. Are they at my house shaped into a throne I sit on? No, they're like in a box somewhere. At some point I signed 1,000 of them, and then I had like 2 boxes left over, and I just still have them. Oh. If I get at least 10 cents from you checking out the audiobook. I don't think I will, but you know what? I hope so too. $5 halftime, thanks for the 7 months, appreciate it. That is very sweet, Flannel Violin. I'm glad it's getting some use. How much does it go for on the secondary market? Am I sitting on a gold mine here? Maybe this is my retirement plan. Sell copies of a rare book. Brand new. I'm glad, Fellow Violin. I mean, I'm actually not glad that that's true, but I'm glad that it's getting the use that it was intended to get, I guess. Oh, you got it before the publisher run out of business? Yeah, I would have gotten, yes, probably in the range of 10 cents from that. Sounds right. Is that for reals, Alice? It's like a flattering enough thing that I don't know that I trust that it's real. Hey, Balker. A few people in your playgroup bought multiple copies to give as gifts. When I first mentioned it was out of print, and still making the rounds in your social circles. Oh. maybe I need to do a second printing. It sold, like, decently. I think I sold, I don't know, 3,000 to 4,000 copies, so that's pretty good for a book. I don't actually know that for sure, because, like, I don't know, it's weird. Somebody else is in charge of it all. And then, like, what does it even mean to sell a copy of a book? There's, like, the ebook, the physical book, the audio book. I think those are the physical book numbers, maybe. And then sometimes there are, like, returns. How does that work? I don't know. Basically a bestseller. I think, I think like 10,000 copies from a physical bookseller puts you on the New York Times bestseller list, usually, is my understanding. So, like, not that far away? The publishing industry is surprisingly, like, small. There are a few books which go mega huge, and everything else is pretty tiny. Wonderful, thatch roofed cottage. Don't do anything that makes me as sad and stressed as I was when I wrote it. Good advice. I think, I'm not trying to live through another global pandemic, but, but I do think that might be out of my control. Yeah. Random number god. What's my plan here? What am I doing right now? Politics okay on this stream or not? It really depends on what your political statement is. You think Jeffrey Bezos has too much money? Y'all getting your Twitch Prime subs in? Jeffrey Bezos. It's a slight struggle. I'm gonna keep bouncing Flask for the start of phase 2, I guess. Although, how do I even play it? I have to play Wraithform. I guess I can play it the turn after I play Wraithform. Track sounds like 2 songs played at once. Possible that I just accidentally have 2 sound sources going at the same time. Professional streamer. I still, in theory, haven't actually lost any dexterity. Like, I could probably block with neutralize backflip next turn. Yeah, but I use my... use my piercing whale, so it has 10 strength. It's a bit much. I agree with that 100%, May. I think sometimes people are given like tacit permission to insult someone, and the thing they choose to insult just kind of says a lot about them, not the person they're insulting. How do I kill it? I just have to, like, draw a bouncing flask again, I guess? I could have used a potion. I thought about whether I should use a potion for quite a while there. But I think I'm just gonna hope that bouncing flask gets me there with Snecko's skull. Now we have the issue of double void draw kills me. No, I have calculated gamble and liquid memory, so I'm okay. So I'm doing some like rough math here. I think I have to do this. Hopefully I didn't wait too long for that. Curious stuff we're talking about here. Yeah, like I said, politics are fine. As long as they're the right politics. I also think Ray did a great job of reading my book. I might visit Ray. Go hang out with him for a weekend this summer. Or winter. Sorry, the reason I got that wrong is that he lives somewhere that's much sunnier than where I live, so... it would be winter here, but if I went and visited him, I would see the sun. That's kind of like the appeal of going to visit. Were there any cards I never took this month? Ooh. I don't know. So here's the deal. I can Piercing Whale, but if I Piercing Whale, I won't take 2 damage for Centennial Puzzle. So, we maybe should have done it the other way up. I don't feel like I've explained that very well. Maybe we should have used Piercing Whale to remove the artifact charge and then weakened it or something. Because getting rid of that artifact charge would have still been nice with Piercing Whale. Anyway, I just drew Wraith Form. We should be fine. Unless I'm not. I don't know. This is one of the issues with Calculated Gamble and well-laid plans. Can't really play Calculated Gamble there. It's an example of why I needed... to remove that artifact charge. Okay, I can use a block potion, it's fine. I only got 1 card. Holy. I enjoyed my co-op streams over the years. Any chance of final Slay the Spire 1 co-op before Slay the Spire 2? Like, maybe? Wait, what? I thought I was retaining, but I was discarding. Oh god. Well, that makes it much harder to win, actually. Reading chat while playing a moment. My bad. I should still be fine. Should still be okay. What was I saying about co-op streams? Just kind of like a lot of work to set them all up. And a lot of work to run them. I don't know. Streaming's a lot of work sometimes. Everything? Okay. If I had to reassign the 4 form cards to a different character, what would be the worst form assignments? I think Wraith Form Defect would be uniquely unpleasant to play. These do not really combo very well. We hold Wraith Form And piercing whale. Should win. I kind of can't play whatever I draw from this, so I'm kind of not even going to play it, I think. What if I draw Apotheosis? I don't know. I don't need Wraith Form right now. Interestingly. Okay. Because I can just use my buffer stack for the big attack. Unless I have a burn in hand, in which case I just lose the run entirely. Eh. Are there any changes to Ironclad or Silent I would like to see in Slay the Spire 2? Oh yeah, I had a dodge roll. So I would have been fine. But also this was fine. Changes to Ironclad or Silent I would like to see in Slay the Spire 2. I'm not like a game designer. I don't know how to do that shit. I know how to do it in a way that I would enjoy, but then, like, nobody else is me. The kinds of games I want you to play, you would not enjoy playing. So, I think generally true. I think the important thing to me is the blend of difficult decision making with just like fun engine sorts of stuff stays about the same. I do enjoy some games which are essentially just spreadsheets. I keep this so I can start getting through artifact charges, maybe. I'm so bad at, like, everything here. That got very bad because of this. I had to take a lot of cards which are not good anymore. And here we are. Made a beautiful spreadsheet for work, very nice. I also believe in the flask. I will have to draw it at some point for it to do something. Hey, it's bouncing flask. Okay. With 8 thorns, that's enough. I have examples of games that are essentially spreadsheets. For a while I was playing a game that was like Diablo, except instead of playing Diablo, you wrote code, I think in Python? I don't remember what language it was. To make a bot that played the game for you. Combo was fun. Not retaining 4 cards? You want to get, like, really upset? Is this upsetting you? Are you upset? What about now? How do you feel about this? GG. Name of the game. I honestly don't remember. I'm gonna look through my Steam list, but it was a while ago, so I might fail to find it. The Steam list used to be a source of useful information for me, and now I don't even remember what games are here. Was it Melvor Idol? No. That's like an idol game where... I think that's just an idol game. I don't know. I just went through all of 2024 and didn't see it, so... Possible I have just forgotten what it was called. I didn't see it in 2025 either. Or I just played it a very long time ago. Sometimes the passage of time surprises me. Melvor Idol is an idle version of RuneScape. Yeah. You're welcome, Purple Panther. I don't really do anything just to trigger people, but if someone like requests that I behave in a different way to make them happy, at that point, I will absolutely not do that. People do not typically do that to me in real life. I mean, to clarify, if there is someone I have a relationship with who, like, I have expressed, you know, an interest in making happy and stuff, and they make a request that I act a certain way, then yeah, I will do that. But if I'm, like, in a public space and someone's like, could you please be quiet? I'll be like, fuck you. Who the fuck are you? Again, this is not typically a thing that people do in real life. It is, like, sort of an experience which is unique to the internet. Would I peel an orange for you? Yes, but I'm going to be away from home for like a week, so if you mail it to me, it may sit outside for a bit. The thing that got me with the thing people insult says a lot about them was the, like, elder abuse angle. In the last presidential cycle, I just couldn't do it. I had to pretty much tap out entirely. Like a bunch of people saying a variety of extremely cruel things about elderly people in general because they hate one of 3 different elderly candidates who should have gotten to retire 20 years ago. That's not very in love with me of you. Oh my. I think, to be used sparingly, that one, maybe. I'll be right back. I say to be used sparingly. Because people who are in love with you don't have to act a certain way. Can't, like, prescribe their behavior for them because they're in love with you. They're still allowed to have emotions and be mad at you sometimes and be critical of you sometimes. These are all things that, like, they're allowed to do. Anyway. Taking it way too seriously, probably. I don't know if I'm gonna do another run. I have to leave in, like, an hour and a half. We could just sit and chat about, like, Silent for a bit. Somebody asked if there were any cards that I didn't take this month. I'm sure there must be. But I feel like we use, like, a whole lot of them. Speedrun. I have food to eat. I'm not really speedrunning right now. My reinforcement learning network for Slay the Spire is attempting to make run history files now, so that's what this is. Kinda funny. I wonder how many of them there are here. Okay, just 3. It fought 16 hallway fights in a row and then died to the Act 1 boss. That's fair, though. It got Juzu Bracelet, and how are you gonna win that run? Worst deck that managed to win. The pattern with... Oh, this, probably. What a fucking amazing deck. That deck list right there is a thing of beauty. Which things make spice spicier? I know vaguely which things make spice less spicy. Yogurt, milk, like dairy. I feel like eating bread makes spice less spicy for me. I don't know if that's like scientific or just a me thing. Carbonated drinks make spicy things spicier. Mustard powder, salt, and citrus. I will not be here on Christmas Eve, Melrock. I will be far away, celebrating the holidays. Is that true? What am I looking at? I think that's a bug, actually. Didn't I only use 2 Entropic Brews? I don't feel like I did use 3. This was literally yesterday. I should remember this. I feel like this deck was pretty bad. Here's the thing. Every silent deck, like once it removes its strikes, just takes 0 damage for the rest of the run, as far as I can tell. So, I don't know. Was that deck bad? Maybe. In Ironclad month, if we can go back to Ironclad and get rid of these 3, which are garbage. I feel like at the start I lost quite a lot. I'm gonna go like all the way to start. Well, those are 1 HP runs. Yeah, those are 1 HP runs. I mean, yeah, it's like... I felt like I was playing at like 60%-ish, and then I started winning a lot. And at the end it was more like 75-80%-ish. I think a similar thing happened with Silent, but it... like, I didn't... like, if I had another 10 days to synthesize the rest of the way, would do it. It's maybe easier to look at the scores to get a sense of whether it was a win or a loss. I don't know how reliable that will be. Also, were these actual runs? I started the month pathing like I had been for Ironclad, just because, like, my pathing strategy for Ironclad and the end of Ironclad month was actually different from anything I'd ever done before, so I wanted to see if it would work for Silent. Like, despite the knowledge that it wouldn't, Silent doesn't have 6 HP heal at the end of every hallway fight, so going to every hallway fight doesn't work as well. Wintergreen plus Peppermint is Hellfire. Oh. Why does it say continuable? Continuable. Hey, little Tigru. So at first I was trying to fight every elite, which led to some, like, absolute stomps if I got a good start. Like, some of these wins were just, like, overwhelming. But then a lot of the time, like, I just died, because this is not actually the right path to have taken through this act on Silent. So I think a better path here doesn't try to get the hard hallways before relics. To be honest, this is kind of a bad act. I probably like something... like maybe even this? I don't know what the whale bonus was. Oh, the whale bonus may have also been Unceasing Top, which doesn't help. Like maybe this to get the first elite fight. And then if you're not ready, you can get 1 easy hallway fight maybe to get another card. But these are just too many hallway fights. And probably, like, I chose this hallway fight over this campfire because I was trying to do every hallway fight instead of going to campfires. Like, it's just a thing I was trying. Anyway. It worked about as well as I thought it would work. So then I had to, like, relearn how to play Silent. I remember there was a day where I, like, lost to the Act 3 boss, like, 3 times in a row or something. It'd be kind of interesting to replay some of these runs. Look at that path I tried. Like, this is not how I am currently pathing on Silent. I would not do that. Although also the act path genuinely kind of forces it. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I actually would do that. Probably this path. I think I started going to early shops a bit more. I also got very into colorless rare reward or gold reward as like the 2 things I liked. Remove was okay too. Why wouldn't I take that path on silent? Because it is too likely to kill you and too likely to leave you with a bad deck if it doesn't kill you. If it doesn't kill you, you still have to have like a bunch of basic attacks in your deck. And what I kind of like rediscovered over the course of the month is silent. With Ironclad, I feel like I ended up in a different place from how I'd previously felt about Ironclad. Not like a massively different place, but a slightly different place. I didn't feel like I ended up in a very different place on silent from how I'd felt before. Which, like, I feel like I have a more solid understanding of how to play silent than Ironclad. Not, like, better necessarily, but, like, less amorphous. Like, it is a more precise thing. So it's kind of harder for me to change it over the course of a month. And also, maybe it is just closer to correct. I don't know. And maybe Silent just isn't as flexible as well. Like, Ironclad has ways to win going to every fight. I don't think Silent's strategy when going to every fight is as balanced. Like, I think it loses substantially more than the strategy that is, like, more measured. Like, taking more question marks. I wish I got more, like, runs with meat on the bone. Because that's something that I wanted to try this month was get a run with meat on the bone and do every fight and see what that was like. If you have one sustain relic, then the problem kind of goes away. The problem being that you have to bend your deck so far to survive the fights that you're taking away a lot of the late game solution space. Anyway, where I ended up with one day, where I ended up was like card remove strikes, very good. Poison damage for late game is like almost always the thing that you want to be doing. And your defensive options are strong enough that you can block while the poison kills stuff pretty much everywhere in the game. You take a couple of good cards for the early hallway fights and early elites, and those cards remain useful throughout the entire run because like they can also do some stuff against Reptimancer for you. Although I got a lot of corpse explosions this month, so that kind of solved that. And then you have like the Wraith form win, which is like, I have had so many of those and they are so boring. And then you have the infinite card spam one, which this is an example of. This one just goes infinite with the double calculated gamble, double reflex, pretty much. Pretty much infinite. And this just comes from prioritizing card removes. This is something I was wondering. Like, maybe I just got better at pathing like this. Because this also looks like a pretty aggressive path. I chose to do that over, like, this or something. Why? Always fascinating to try to say the things in your brain out loud. It's because I wanted 3 elites in the act. And this way, while it can get 3 elites, it misses a campfire to rest. That's why. And I guess I thought that my whale... Oh, my whale was corpse explosion, so I thought that that was enough to get through it all. And I believe, like, this put me at 1 out of 66 health, and then I killed this without taking damage while still at 1 out of 66 and got a rest. Just kind of hype. Kind of a hype act. Anyway. So both of those are at least pretty happy to be removing strikes, and you also have the footwork one. I don't think footwork's that big a deal on Silent, though. I don't think that the footwork when... Like, it's one card and it needs your deck to be built in a kind of specific way for it to be useful, and it needs you to take... This might be the actual thing, is that it kind of needs you to take energy relics. Unless you're, like, going infinite, in which case, who cares anyway. For finisher to be... Or sorry, for footwork to be good on Silent, you need to have a high density of block cards, which scale well with it. So, like, your dodge and rolls and backflips and stuff. The one-cost stuff more so than something like a leg sweep, although, like, like swipe's fine. And deflect maybe. And a little bit of card draw to draw them, and then like you need enough energy to actually play them, which if you're getting energy from Tactician or Concentrate, you're really close to just being in Carb Sam, at which point the footwork doesn't matter anymore. It's kind of specifically for if you have at least 4, if not 5 energy per turn, and that's how you're getting your energy is from boss relics. But I don't really take the energy boss relics. It's like just kind of don't get there. Armen DDK, thanks for the Prime. Aren't Act 1 question marks just bad though? Sometimes people say that and I don't understand why. Like why? Well, what is bad about them? It would be cool if there was a block card with discard synergies on silent. Survivor? There are a bunch that deal damage. That's fine. So like you don't take scrap ooze, usually, unless you have excess health. Silent doesn't really have excess health though. But every character has a budget for Act 1 of health. You start with however much health. You don't have a sustain relic yet unless you're ironclad. You're going to take damage in the hallway fights, like more than 0 on average. And in the elite fights. And so your health is going to go down as you go through the act. Question marks can deal you damage. Sure, they can also like not deal you damage. And if you can't afford to spend health at a question mark, you can choose not to spend it. It is wild to me that I took this. Am I out of my mind? What happens if I go here and something just kills me? I have double crippling cloud, die, and a duplication potion? I guess I just didn't think it could happen. I don't know, like, big slime here seems a little iffy. I also have Eviscerate. It probably would have been fine. Can we do that? Hold on. I don't know how you call it. Large slime? Doesn't feel like a great start. I also have the boot. Yeah, okay. Intuition checked, I was fine. Maybe there's something to be said for the Act 1 question marks also getting you toward a place where you don't take as much damage in the hallway fights and elites faster. One thing to think about is the first 3 hallway fights are easy pull. 1, 2, 3. If I take a 4th hallway fight, it's hard pull. Hard pull fights are more damage. Like, just straight up. So probably the efficient way to get Silent to a point where she's clearing a hard pull fights is take the easy fights and then take elite fights until the hard pull fights aren't that bad. But elites don't happen until floor 6. Unless I get a gold bonus from Whale, I'm not trying to go to a shop in Act 1 at the moment. Another nice thing about waiting until Act 2 for your shop and getting it early in Act 2 is you take Joust out of the event pool. Throwaway comment, which kind of matters. If you have under 50 gold, Joust can't spawn, so if you like spend down to 0 in an Act 2 shop early, you get a better event pool for the start of Act 2. So anyway, if I'm trying to take like a floor 6 elite, I probably want 3 holy fights and 2 events in order to do it on silent if I'm not taking a shop. Like, the best way to do it would be 3 holy fights, an event, and a shop, I think. That's getting you as strong as possible for floor 6 elite. But if I don't want a shop, then 3 holy fights, 2 events should be next fast. And then once you're fighting elites, like, until you actually have relics that make it so the hard holy fights don't deal you tons of damage, at least just give much better rewards than hard holy fights. And they hit you really hard, but like, it's still worth it for the rewards. Taking hard holy fights kind of takes away your ability to fight more elites instead of like giving you the best rewards. So the solution space for the first 6 floors is like, get your easy pool holy fights, get events. Campfires can't spawn before floor 6, right? So if it's a floor 7 elite, you might get a campfire before it, but I don't think the early upgrades are that good on silent. Like, I'd rather have a potion than upgraded damage card. Getting a like fire potion does a lot more damage against the elite than upgrading a damage card would have. And the relevance of the damage cards upgrade just falls off really quickly if what you're building toward is like crippling cloud and corpse explosion types of things. Or an infinite, like who cares? Who cares that your sneaky strike deals 4 more damage? And you fight elites for a bit, try to fight elites for a bit. Get some relics, and at the end of the act, you want to have some flexibility to do whatever has to be done based on what you've got so far. But again, like trying not to do shops at the end of Act 1, because at the start of Act 2, well, 1, the fights are worse, so taking a floor which isn't a fight is more valuable. And 2, you know what your boss rewards were, which informs how you spend money at the shop a lot. Also know what the boss for Act 2 is, which can make a difference. Like, your purchase against Champ can pretty often be different from your purchase against the other Act 2 bosses. Alright. I'm gonna go shower, clean up my house up a bit, start packing. I am getting on a plane to go spend holidays, people, on Monday. Ciao. You're a bunch of mostly good eggs. Thanks for spending the year with me. I may stop by December 30th or 31st to hang out for a bit. But if I do, it might just be like playing Frosthaven or something. January 1st, I have a party to attend. January 2nd, I will probably begin Defect Month. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. Appreciate you a lot. Come on the Discord with us. Share photos of your Christmas hauls or